Poor African countries have the lowest wage workers in the world.
If you should see the convoy of an African minister, not our president, I'm not touching the president. The presidents are in a different world. The African minister. The African minister will never queue. Oh, he's anathemic. Oh, the African minister is a demigod. Oh, Africa. The African counselor in your rural home, when they go to churches, not even if it is not their denomination, they saunter to the front seats. And even our latter-day clergymen will invite them to share their wisdom with the people, even if we know that they are village fools. If there is anything that we must learn from Western Europe, is that they have gone through enough problems and they are capable of organizing their affairs, and they have demystified political leadership. We must demystify political leadership going forward. And once we do that, and I think we can do it because I can now begin to see something happening in Africa. Young Africans are beginning to ask searching questions. Africans are beginning to recognize that corruption is a cancer in our body politic. They are beginning to recognize that those who want to buy their votes don't mean well for them. They are beginning to recognize that there is enough money to change their lives if the thieves are eliminated from the political arena. They are beginning to realize that commercialization of politics is a threat to democracy. They are beginning to rise up. And I think that those who have not smelled the coffee will be surprised. They will be surprised when the ground moves from under their feet. They'll be surprised when Africa begins to elect individuals who can demonstrate that they have ideas, because the politics of the 21st century is the politics of ideas and about competition of ideas.
This idea, but it won't help. It'll just formalize the reality that poor countries can never repay their loans.
Senator, are you saying that you're opposed to debt relief for impoverished countries?
No, we should forgive the debts, but that's not going to help those countries very much.
Okay. What will?
Tax cuts. Some African tax rates are the highest in the world. In Tanzania, the 30% rate kicks in at $475 of income. Plus, they have a 20% value-added tax. It gets added to everything you buy. Those high tax rates make it impossible to build capital in those countries. So nothing gets built, not factories, not roads, not anything. Poor African countries have the lowest wage workers in the world.
And therefore, when one is appointed into any public office because of the demands of the electorate, and this relationship between the African member of parliament or the African president and the electorate is a symbiotic relationship. It is symbiotic in a very perverse manner. And I suspect I'm misusing the word symbiotic, but I'll use it or misuse it nevertheless, to the extent that it explains my point. What happens is that it appears that the electorate has allowed the so-called leader, because many of them are misleaders, to remain in their positions of power and to acquire as much as they can, on the understanding that periodically their loot will be shared with them. It is some kind of Robin Hoodism of a latter-day kind. And this Robin Hood kind of politics is a little bit different, at least from my understanding. Robin Hood robbed the rich in order to share with the poor. But our latter-day African Robin Hoods are in the business of robbing from the poor in order to give a pittance to the very poor. And this is what we are talking about today when we talk about commercialization. So that if you ask any typical African politician, how much does it cost you to be elected into parliament? They'll tell you it is in the millions. It is in the millions, and the millions they spend is perhaps 10 times more than they'll ever earn through their legitimate salaries. And I ask myself, if your salary in 5 years is going to be 1 billion Ugandan shillings, why should you spend 5 billion Ugandan shillings to get into that office? There must be something that we do not see, but you see, and I know what it is. What it is that getting into the office of the Member of Parliament, or indeed any other political office in Africa, is a guarantee that things will come. So that in many African countries, the politician is the major tenderpreneur. The politician is the gatekeeper. The politician is the one who receives the guests. He is the tax collector informally, aside from the URA. And in this regard, therefore, we must commercialize politics.
And yet a company like Nike, for instance, can't put a factory in one of those countries because of the oppressive tax rates. Taxes have killed any possibility of economic development. They've killed any hope of these countries ever helping themselves. And that leaves them completely at the mercy of charity and loans. And here's the worst part. You know why those countries have such high tax rates? Because of us. To show us that they can raise enough money to pay back their loans. But taxes can't raise any money if they kill the economies. So it turns out that the tragic, unintended consequence of our good intentions toward Africa, our kindness, is that we have encouraged those countries to lock themselves into a gruesome economic
We may
depression.
blame the politicians, but what about the electorate? The electorate also is to be blamed. The electorate has insatiable thirst and hunger for things that they have not worked for. They have been trained and they no longer listen to ideas. My good friend Norbert Mao, who I was told was here, I do not know whether he is here, will tell you, not that I have talked to him this morning, but he'll tell you that one of the pains that one has to endure when you confront your typical African electorate is to convince the electorate that ideas count for something. Many times when you address the electorate and you are waxing eloquent, telling them, when I'm elected, I'm going to ensure that we have good health services. We are going to ensure that we have good schools. We are going to ensure that we create opportunities for innovation and invention and create opportunities for young men and women. They are waiting for you to finish. They will tell you, we hear you. We know you are going to do all those beautiful things. But in the intervening period, I must eat. And therefore, no matter how beautiful your ideas are, if you don't carry money on that day, your ideas, like the elephant before them, will never fly.
If we don't urge those countries to cut their tax rates, they will never grow their economies. People will live lifetimes of unemployment. Disease will be rampant, poverty will be permanent, and children will be hungry. And our charity will never be enough. Never.
Oh God, please emancipate us from this slavery we are still in, this colonial mindset that we are still functioning in, without simply learning from those we want to emulate. But we still go every time to borrow from them, leaving ourselves, like they say, in their own mercy. Of course, tax, that is the thing. When I call my dad and we talk about this whole tax thing, even right now, it is like Nigeria itself. Those people you always see, like how they want to call names, like these people work together with the government. Like they know that if Nigeria is to be fixed today, it can be fixed. But most of them, they evade tax. But those that are really taxed the more are like the regular ones, the normal citizens, these big men, them things. The way Nigeria can move forward, because come on, I've traveled, okay, not like I've traveled, but I've gotten to learn things. I'm exposed. My mind kind of works and thinks different. That's why I don't expect you to agree with everything I say. But at least if you're not listening to me, if I were want to be the one speaking like this from beginning to end, by now you have stopped watching. But you have to listen to them tell we the Africans. I don't know if I even got, I don't. Does Buhari watch YouTube? Do those who are aides to these our leaders, do they know what is happening on social media? Because it's here on social media that you get to learn. These people understand the problem that is peculiar with Africa, but we Africans can't even see through our own eyes and tell ourselves the truth. They are now the one. Look at how they are sitting there discussing us. Do you see any black man there or any African there or our African leaders there? But they are there discussing about Africa. That is how the same way they sat down, discussed about Africa, and then came and started doing the whole divide and rule thing. That even up till now, we are still living the same colonial mindset. Your president will be sick and he flies to where UK to go and get treatment, while his doctors are going on strike. But he has doctors in the UK working for him, keeping him healthy. So that when he comes back, he comes to oppress you at the same time. Yes, still, when I tell you guys, use your brain and see that the country is not moving forward. We keep borrowing from today till tomorrow, till next tomorrow, and now at the end, we will go to UN and beg them to forgive our debt. And when they are waiving off our debt like this, that's how come they will come and take our resources and you will not even know they're taking it to their country to make good use of them. Oh yes, our oil is being taken and then they refurbish it, rebrand it, everything, and then they sell it back to us. Oh wow, we clap for them. Why can't we refine our own oil? Our gold is there, they take it raw. Coal is there, they take it raw. I've been in the country where I am right here. I've seen things, I've seen developments. Everyone here is thinking business. Even when it comes to tax, sometimes you even start and they're like, because businesses start every day, businesses close every day here in China too. But to a good extent, there is always that drive for entrepreneurship. There's that drive for you to be innovative. The kind of work I'm doing today is a kind of work I never expected would even exist as a job. We want to attract foreign direct investment into the country. But how can they stay? We have problem with insecurity. Even light alone, steady light we cannot have. Not even to talk about the whole taxation thing. Because why would even companies themselves make China a destination for their manufacturing and all that? Because China has all of these basic amenities. Of course, labor is kind of like cheap, even though right now some companies are moving from China and going to places like Thailand and the rest of them because of some, right now China is becoming like, second world power. So things have beginning to go up like that, you understand? But Africa itself, we have a lot of unemployed people, youths, that all they have resorted into is just online scam. I'm telling you, fraud. Where they can sit at the comfort of their home right there in Africa and make a lot of money from the Americans, and in the end they beat their chest and say, yes, they came and took from us, now we are taking from them. Does that make moral sense to you? Does that make is it okay for you? If you were the one being scammed like that, will you be happy? Before I even got the credit of what I have today, or to even have a standing in this country as I'm working, having the Nigerian tag was a problem for me. Why? Because of those who have gone before me and made a name for themselves as Nigerians. So they had to look through me, look at me. I applied the first time, they rejected me. I applied the second time, they rejected me. Before I had to be vouched for, to say like, this guy is okay, let's give him this visa. What is happening, Nigeria? If what you just watched now doesn't make sense to you to understand what is our fundamental problem, of course our leaders don't see it. The best I can do is talk, but maybe somewhere, somehow this video will reach to someone who knows someone, and maybe to get to our leaders in Africa. I'm gonna see you guys next time.